I'm sure we've all heard of VIP tours. We've probably seen them on social media, seen all the fun things tour guides have done for their groups, and sadly, I didn't experience that. Aww. So I'm here to give my honest review and spill some tea. So let's start from the beginning. We all know VIP tours aren't cheap. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars, and us mere mortals, you would think, expect thousands and thousands of dollars of quality. If we spend millions of dollars on a home, we are expecting that home to be worth millions of dollars. The higher the price, the higher expected value. That's just how we work. As we arrived at the pickup spot, we were greeted with some cheap chapstick and a cute little bottle of Germex. And honestly, if I was spending thousands of dollars, I would expect a better first impression. I literally could just go down the street and get these things for $2 at the drugstore on the corner. So if I'm on a VIP tour, I would expect a better first impression. Next, we met our tour guide, and she was fun. She was nice. She was friendly. I mean, that's her job, so she did great. She then walked us over to Disneyland, where we all went through security, and then she pulled out Disney VIP tour pins. Now, I was actually pretty excited about this because I collect pins. Every time I go to the park, I get a pin that symbolizes that trip. So it was fun getting this somewhat rare pin, I would say, but also a pin that symbolized that trip. We then started our trek over to Tomorrowland, where we were starting our day. We were going to start with Star Tours and just start knocking things out and go around the park. And from what I've heard, VIP tours used to take you to the front of the line. Then people started getting mad and like, why are you getting mad? These people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars more than you. So yeah, they should be able to go to the front of the line. Now they just put you into the lightning lane. This could be a big bummer, honestly, because rides like, let's say, Indiana Jones, if there is not a big line in the general queue, your lightning lane is actually not skipping a whole lot. And it's happened multiple times from me buying Genie Plus. You don't skip a whole lot because you're meeting up with that same group right at the front of the queue line, and then you go through that underground section all the way over to the ride, but you're already meshed together. So if it were to happen that you were put in a lightning lane on Indiana Jones and there was no ride in the general, or no people in the general queue, then you just got screwed. A great thing about our trip is we had someone in a scooter. So we got to do essentially what old VIP tours used to do, which take you to the front of the line, because we had this person in a scooter. So we not only had the VIP tour guide, but we also had the person in the scooter, and so we were able to use the handicap access and get to the front of the line for every ride. So that was great. But without this person in our group, I would have been annoyed because a lot of the places that we went did not have big lines in the general queue. And so our lightning lane would have done very little for us. I mean, I'm spending thousands and thousands of dollars to be treated like a VIP, so like treat me like a VIP and take me to the front of the line. I will say though, it was great being able to jump from one ride to the next because we didn't have to worry about lightning lane times. We didn't have to jump from ride to ride all over the park. We literally could just go from this ride to the next closest ride to the next closest ride and just bounce our way around the park because we had a tour guide. So essentially, VIP tour guides are just a glorified lightning lane pass. Why they spend thousands and thousands of dollars for this, I don't know. They should just have like another section of lightning lane where you get to choose any ride you want at any time. I would spend money for that. I wouldn't spend thousands and thousands of dollars like I did on a tour for it, but I would spend more money for something like that, to where I could just pick my rides and pick the times instead of having to figure out, okay, this ride happening at this time, and the next closest lightning lane is clear across the park, but we want to use our money, so we're going to get that one. What I've seen over the World Wide Web is groups being brought snacks or being brought drinks as they exit a ride. We didn't get that. I was so bummed about it. I was expecting a churro every time I came off a ride, and it didn't happen. I don't know if it was our tour guide. Maybe that's just not her vibe. I don't know if Disney is telling tour guides to not do that anymore. I don't know if it was we just needed to request things for her to go get. I don't know, but we didn't get that special treatment, and it was a bummer. I wanted more magic. I wanted more surprises. I wanted the ease of doing a day at Disney. I wanted fun facts that no one knew. I wanted perks. I wanted perks, people. And I felt like I didn't get any of that throughout the whole day. As we continued our day walking around, things became apparent that that's exactly what this tour was going to be. Just bouncing from one ride to the next and trying to hit all the rides. We didn't get any fancy lunch. We didn't get any fancy dinner. Like, if you wanted food, you had to pay for it. If you wanted snacks or drinks, you had to pay for it. We didn't get any tours of anything fancy or anything like Walt's apartment. We didn't get any fun facts or secrets that no one else knows. You just didn't get a lot for what you're paying the mouse. You would think if I'm paying this kind of money, I'm getting the royal treatment, but no, we only got lightning lane access, and that was it. If someone in your party didn't have a wheelchair, you are just in the lightning lane, and that is a big bummer. We only got front of the line access because someone in our group was in a wheelchair. We only got snacks after rides because we went and bought them ourselves after the rides. We only got lunch and dinner because we bought lunch and dinner for ourselves. So on top of all of the cost of a VIP tour, we then had to pay for all of that as well. Oh, did I mention your park entrance cost also is not included in the VIP tour, which, like, mind-boggling because you're spending so much money to do a tour and you wouldn't even be able to do the tour unless you also bought a ticket into the park. It seems strange. As a huge Disney lover, huge Disney fan, I think more can be done for this way of doing the parks. And honestly, I wouldn't do it again. And even if I did have money sitting around that I'd like to burn at Disney, I probably wouldn't do it this way. I can just buy a lightning lane. I can just pay the extra for the rides. And I'd probably have about the same experience that I did on this VIP tour. So here's my review. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Rare pin sighting. Glorified lightning lane. Where are my perks?